Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In this video I'm just going to be talking about the event that's coming to an end. If you haven't claimed the gear or the character in the museum, make sure you do that. There's just over a day left. This is an event we've had a couple of times now. I think a lot of people are used to how this works. I think it's one of the better things that is a reoccurring thing. We don't get too many reoccurring events, but this is one that has reoccurred. What, this is the 4th or 5th rendition. We had Wyatt, Vincent, Lucas, Abraham. I don't think there was another character in one of these. I could be wrong. But I think this has been really good, personally. The choice, I think that's the best bit about it, is that you get to choose what you want. Obviously, it's top tier stuff too. There's a character involved every time. If you want the character, you can take the character. Top tier gear like GPS and Canteen. And I think that's really, really good. I obviously claimed my GPS and Canteen. Pretty much I do that first because I'd say that's the most important gear. Then I go for the character. I think in this region I actually went for the character a little bit later. But I think the character was well worth it this time. I think this guy's pretty good. 6-star Abraham. Very heavy hitting. If you're brand new to the game at the beginning of this event and you manage to get enough rings to get this guy, he's going to make a massive difference to your team going forward, especially now Shiva is not so widely available. She's not in 5-star token. She's not really in anywhere that's like where you're going to be pulling a lot and having higher percentage chance of getting her. So that character is going to make a big difference. He's good on SR as a lead as well, and the amount of gear that you can get out of this is really great. In terms of how I've seen a lot of people ask, how do I choose, or how should I choose which gear to go for? And I think you just should go via rarity, and basically that means you should go for the top tier gear, which is the GPS and the Canteen. So if you're sitting on a lot of rings right now, you go for GPS and Canteen. Try and get as many of those as possible. Make it as balanced as possible within your bags as well. So if you've got like 2 of one and 0 of the other, make it so you've got like 3 of both or like 4 of both at the end. You're going to get bottlenecked by those before you're going to get bottlenecked by this sort of gear. But I try and get like 6 of each of these. At the end of every one of these events, you should try and have 6 of one of these and 1 of GPS and 1 Canteen at least, just sitting there, just in case a character pops up, just in case you get a really lucky pull and you want to get a character to tier 4, because tier 4 is all about just adding 100 stat basically. So if we look at my gear, I can see which ones I've got a lot of. So I've got enough to tier 4 5 characters. And I've got enough alert items to tier 4 1. But I've got enough tough items to tier 4 quite a few, 3. And the reason I did that was because we had a lot of tough characters coming up. I've still got Dwight and Andrea, who are in my roster, who I'd perhaps want to tier 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get enough double holsters to tier 4 2. And then I'm probably going to get enough... I'll go for hockey masks and whetstones. So I need 6 hockey masks, 5... holsters and 4 whetstones, and the priority is going to be these ones. So we need 5 of these. 1, 2. I might not be able to afford it all. 3, 4, and 5. So this is just because I like range teams a lot, and it's good to have a reasonable amount of stock. I'll go for the 4 of these first, the whetstones, because I've got quite a few fast characters, and I can see myself tier 4ing some of them maybe. I think that was 4. I think I can just afford it. I think they're 1,900 each, right? Let's just double check that. They're 1,900 each, so I can just about afford it, and I can probably get what? 2 pieces of the other gear. I'll try and get it so that I've got a nice calculation for 800, and I'll get some of the lower tier gear. And 5,400. So I can decide whether I want to get 1 more item here or 4 more items in the... I think I'll get 4 of the lower tier items. I'll just see which one I need the most. And I need practice dummies. Practice dummies are for alert characters. You need 12 of these for every single alert character you want to get to tier 4. So I'm just going to claim as many as I can. I can get 4. So that's basically how I do it. At the end of the event, I check which ones I need. I normally claim as I'm going through the event to level characters up. Like during this event, I tier forward a couple of characters. I tier forward Carl. I think I tier forward Zeke. I think I tier forward a second Mirabelle. I tier forward Rick, Kenny, Laurie. So I tier forward quite a few characters in this event, and I've got a lot of GPS and canteens ready for any nice characters that I get in the future that I can tier for. I also tier forward Sandy here. So that's how I do it. And I think the event's great. Now what I'd want to see from future events, I want to see a tough character, because the characters we've got so far have been Wyatt, who is strong, Vincent, who is fast, Lucas, who is alert, and of course this event we also had another strong character in Abraham. So ascendable recruit. So yeah, that's been the 4 characters. I get the character every time, even if I don't ascend them. Just it's always good to have them. You never know what might change in the future. They could become like, there could be an item, or I think that, for instance, since mods got added, Wyatt's stronger now. But before mods, I think he was still strong, but I think he's much stronger now because of how the multiplications work and stuff, and just having a really good base for Wyatt is awesome. But yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. Do tell me what you think. What gear did you claim? What was your priority gear? Did you get the character? And what would you like to see from the next event? Would you like to see the same sort of gear? I think they upped it to 6 GPS and 6 canteen to claim this time around, compared to last time it was only 4. But I would really like to see a tough character. I would like to see a tough support character, if I'm honest. A lot of tough damage dealers are out there, quite easy to come by as like a free-to-play. But within tough characters, it's hard to come by like a semi-support character. It doesn't have to be anything amazing like a Revive or a Guardian 2. It would be great, don't get me wrong. But I would just want to see someone who's support. It doesn't have to be healer. Maybe someone who buffs, maybe a cleanse, does a bit of damage as well. Maybe stun, it could be CC, crowd control in there. Tough don't really have much in that regard, so it would be nice to see. But that's the end of this video, guys. Tell me what you think about this event as a whole, and hopefully we get to see something like this return very soon. And when I say very soon, I mean like in the next couple of weeks. I can't remember what the breaks were between the last events, but we'll see. But that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.